Do you ever look in the mirror and notice your shoulders seem to droop a little and your back has started to round without even remembering when it began? After sitting for a while, your back feels tight, your neck feels tired, and when you stand up, you need a few seconds to stretch before you feel comfortable again. These changes often arrive very slowly after age 60, so we gradually get used to them without realizing it. It's only when the body speaks up, through heaviness and fatigue, that we suddenly notice our posture has shifted. Today's video is not about fixing your posture the right way, and it's not about forcing yourself to hold a perfect position. It's simply a gentle conversation about the back and shoulders and about slow, easy movements that can help your body feel more upright and more comfortable in everyday life. If, while listening, you recognize yourself in these feelings, you're welcome to share a few short lines so we can remind each other that we're not alone. When posture starts to change. After 60, many people begin to notice changes in posture more clearly, even if at first they are very small. You sit for a while, and your shoulders naturally slump. Your upper back rounds without you trying. Sometimes you start out sitting upright, and a few minutes later, you realize you've been leaning forward without noticing. When you stand up, the back feels tighter, the neck feels heavier, and it takes a little time for the body to settle into comfort again. These changes often happen quietly. You may not be doing anything different. You're living the same way. But over time, the body begins choosing positions that feel easier in the moment. Drooping the shoulders may bring temporary relief. Rounding the back may feel like it takes less effort than holding yourself upright. Little by little, those positions become habits, and the body gets used to holding itself in the lowest effort way while sitting or standing. What many people wonder about is the constant tightness in the upper back, especially after sitting for a long time. Some people notice it's harder to take a deep breath. Others feel neck and shoulder fatigue even without doing heavy work. But because it doesn't feel like sharp pain, we often ignore it and assume it's just normal aging. In truth, posture changes are not a sign that the body is wearing out quickly. They often reflect that the spine and upper back are moving less than they used to. When we sit a lot and hold one position for too long, the body adjusts to cope, even if that adjustment doesn't feel good in the long run. When people recognize this, they often become gentler with themselves. No blame, no panic. Just an understanding that the body is sending a small signal, asking for a bit more attention to how we sit, stand, and rest each day. Why rounding of the upper back becomes more common. Looking back, many people realize their posture didn't change overnight. It happened slowly, over years. When we were younger, the upper back and shoulders were used more often. We walked more, reached more, stretched more, and the body naturally kept a more upright shape. Over time, life becomes quieter. We sit more than we stand. We look down more than we look up, and the upper back rarely moves through its full range. When a group of muscles isn't used much, it weakens and tightens. The upper back and the area between the shoulder blades are the same. When those muscles can't comfortably keep the shoulders open and the upper back lifted, the body chooses the easier option, letting everything sink forward. Shoulders round, the upper back curves, and the head drifts forward. At first, it may feel more comfortable, but over time, it often leads to more tension and fatigue. Another reason is that the spine becomes less flexible with age. When you sit for long periods in one position, the joints and tissues get used to limited movement. Then, when you try to stand tall or stretch, the body responds more slowly, creating that stiff, hard-to-straighten feeling. This isn't unusual. It's a natural response when the body hasn't been moving much. Understanding these reasons helps many people stop blaming themselves. Poor posture is not always because you are sitting wrong. Often, it's simply the body adapting to everyday habits. And when those habits shift, even gently, the body can adjust again in a softer, more comfortable direction. The spine needs to move. The spine was not designed to stay in one position for too long. It needs gentle bending, straightening, and small rotations to stay flexible. When we sit for hours, especially while leaning forward, the spine can start to feel boxed in. The upper back and shoulders hold one shape for too long, and tension builds. Many people think the solution is to force themselves to sit perfectly straight all day, but that often makes the body more tired. Instead of bracing and holding, the spine needs frequent, gentle movement. Just a few moments of standing up, stretching slowly, or rolling the shoulders can give the back a chance to release. These movements don't need to be big or complicated. What matters is doing them with awareness. When you've been sitting and you start to feel that upper back tightness, that's the body reminding you to change position. Listening to that signal helps you respond early instead of letting discomfort build. Many people notice that with a few gentle movements throughout the day, the tightness eases noticeably. Not because the back becomes strong overnight, but because the spine is no longer held in one fixed position for too long. When it moves regularly, the body often responds with a lighter, more comfortable feeling. More open shoulders can make the whole body feel lighter. When the shoulders round and the back curves, the upper body has to work harder to stay balanced. The head shifts forward, the lower back often overworks to compensate, and breathing can become more shallow. That's why you may feel tired even without doing heavy work. Many people only realize this when they gently stand a bit taller and feel their body become noticeably lighter. Your shoulders don't need to be pulled back tightly. Simply relaxing them and letting them rest in a more natural place can open the chest slightly and make breathing easier. When breathing feels easier, the body holds less tension, and the fatigue in the upper back often decreases. It's a subtle change, but the effect can be surprisingly clear. Many people share that, when they pay attention to their shoulders and upper back, daily life feels easier. Sitting to read, watching television, or walking around the house doesn't feel as heavy. Not because they hold a perfect posture all the time, but because they know how to soften and release at the right moments. When posture is adjusted gently, it affects more than how we look. It changes how we feel inside. When the shoulders and upper back soften, the mind often feels calmer too. And that calm feeling is what helps many people continue these small changes day by day. Balance and alignment. The body works best when its parts are lined up in a natural, coordinated way. When the head, shoulders, and spine are no longer aligned, the body has to compensate. Some areas work too hard, and others get neglected. Over time, this imbalance often shows up as familiar tension in the neck, shoulders, and upper back. Alignment doesn't mean stiffness. It's the feeling of sitting or standing in a way that doesn't require bracing. When the head is over the shoulders are over the torso, and the spine is in a natural position, holding yourself upright feels easier. The body doesn't have to fight as much, so fatigue often decreases. In everyday life, simply paying a little attention to how you sit down, stand up, or take a few steps can help the body feel steadier. When you move slowly and without rushing, the body has time to organize itself instead of reacting in a hurry. This is especially important after 60. Little by little, balance returns, not through force, but through coordination. As the body becomes familiar with natural alignment again, posture often improves on its own, without pressure or strain. After 60, changes in posture are very common. Shoulders may round more, the back may curve more, and tightness shows up more often after sitting. When we understand that this often comes from daily habits and reduced movement, we worry less and blame ourselves less. The spine needs gentle motion. Relaxed shoulders can make the whole body feel lighter. Alignment brings steadiness, and listening to the body helps us adjust in time. You don't have to do everything at once. Simply choose a few small habits that fit you and keep them going each day. The body can adapt when it is treated gently. I hope that after listening, you feel more at ease about your posture and more comfortable in the simple moments of sitting, standing, and moving. Wishing you steady comfort, a slower pace, and quiet peace in everyday life.